they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I have tidied up this basement so many times over the last 2 years that I've been doing YouTube here. And it continues to end up like this. This happens over and over again. Okay. So today I have something that I'm going to do that is slightly different than what I have done in the past, so that hopefully doing something different will end the insanity. So what I have done differently is I've bought lids, so many lids. No, I've gotten a bunch of storage bins. Okay. I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. How many did I get? 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I have 6. I have 6 new storage bins. So hopefully that'll do something. I really didn't think this through, guys. So I've had so many suggestions. If you guys have been following me for a while, you've seen the comments. Perhaps you are someone who has given me a helpful comment and you've said something like, you need storage. You need a better storage solution. Somebody recently, and I'm sorry, I forgot who, somebody recently said I need closed storage systems, like against the walls. I agree. However, we have this weird ledge that goes pretty much around the perimeter of the room, so that putting anything flat up against the wall is not possible. There's going to be a gap behind it, which I guess is not like the worst thing in the world, but it is a consideration. So perhaps in the future we can do that. Perhaps we can do some decluttering. That would probably be a better solution. So anyway, so what we're going to do today is I am going to decide what I'm going to put in here. Probably at least some of our linens need to go in here, because I'll show you, but in this corner over here by the laundry room, it is a linen explosion. Like there are blankets, there are sheets, there's pillowcases. There's too much. We have too many linens with no home. Okay. I've said this before. I like to have multiple sets of sheets. I like to have a lot of blankets because I change our bedding at least once a week, if not twice a week. And I like to be able to put a new set of sheets on right away and put new blankets on right away, so that there's not like a gap. And then I come back later and it's a mess and I haven't made the bed. And then I don't know if the blankets are dry yet. And I got to run the dryer again because it's still damp. And then I need to go to bed, but I can't anyway. So I like having multiple sets. I know a lot of minimalists are like, oh, you just need one set of sheets per bed. Not in this house, okay? But maybe I could prioritize. Maybe I could get rid of some blankets that we don't use, or I could put them away. So that's one thing. Also, my daughter's toys. I have brought a lot of her toys out of her bedroom and out of the living room before Christmas, but they're all just sort of like thrown willy-nilly into some cardboard boxes. So I am going to go ahead and put the toys in sort of more of an organized situation in these bins. And that's probably it for the bins, because I know it looks like a lot of bins, but if we're talking like toys, they're kind of like voluminous, and then linens obviously are kind of voluminous. So I also have some storage bags, like jumbo storage bags for linens. So we'll see where we get. That's my plan for organizing. In terms of like getting rid of stuff, I gotta like bite the bullet and get rid of stuff, because that's really, I think, what's holding me back. Like all this stuff on the shelf back here, I don't know what's in there. I have no idea. So we're gonna go through that. We're gonna actually, some of it's books and stuff, but we're gonna get rid of stuff. we're going to organize stuff. We're going to do our best. So come along. I will just start cleaning. I'll do a voiceover after this because I can't like clean and organize and talk at the same time. My brain doesn't work that way. So I'm just going to film the rest of this. You're going to see my progress. We're going to chit chat. It's going to be amazing. I love you. If we haven't met yet, by the way, my name is Megan. Hello. I don't know, this channel, we're in a bit of a limbo right now. But I clean, I declutter. I started this channel to like declutter my life. So I'm also on a weight loss journey. We'll get into that. So that's who I am. I'm a mom, a counselor, whatever this is, a disaster person with ADHD. So come along. Let's get into it. You know, as I'm watching that back and doing this voiceover, hello, by the way, again, I think disaster person with ADHD is actually a great new tagline for me. So I think I'm gonna trademark that. So Beth, you can't have that one. I am trademarking disaster person with ADHD. Although, you know, whatever. Anyway, hi guys. Here we are dealing with this again. As mentioned before, this is like the 50 millionth time that I've tried to get a handle on this basement. And I feel like I did some good damage today. I put a dent in the situation, but there's more that could be done. Now, the key, I think, in this process is going to be that in order for me to make further progress, like real lasting change here in the basement, I am going to have to like maintain what you're going to see at the end for a while. So that when I do have more time and energy to kind of get to more deep decluttering and like actually getting rid of more things, that I will have like a strong base to start with rather than having to start from scratch every single time, like every couple months. I looked back at the pattern of this situation and I feel like it has been like literally every 2 to 3 months, it's just an explosion again. So that's what I'm going to plan on. We'll see how it works out. But we'll see. Now what you're seeing here is I got that pink bag that I got that was full of all kinds of fun summer stuff like sunglasses and water bottles and beach towels and pool floaties and all that kind of stuff. I won that in a raffle. I won it in a raffle at my daughter's preschool and I was so excited because I never win anything like that. Like I don't do a lot of raffles or gambling or anything, but I really wanted to win either that basket or there was one that was themed like with a bunch of dog toys and dog treats and stuff because we have our dogs. And we don't buy them a lot of toys or anything anymore because inevitably they destroy them. Like any toy that we've bought them, any bed that we've bought them, they just destroy it. Our couch used to be a sectional, and it is no longer a sectional because the dogs ate the corner of the chase part of it, like the corner of it. So anyway, we don't buy them a lot of toys and stuff, but I figured if I won it like in a raffle, then it wouldn't feel as much like I was wasting money on it. So anyway, but I won the summer basket, so I'm excited. There's going to be a long lead time until I can actually use any of that stuff. Because, it's December. Well, now it's January. I was going to say it's December, but no, it is currently January. So yeah. And what you're watching here, actually, I was doing this work. It took me 2 days. I was doing this work on New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day. So what you're seeing here is New Year's Eve, just getting started. Here's my process, guys. I was trying to decide what to throw away versus what to donate. And I have a hard time with it because my judgment about some of my belongings is that like the lunch bag that I just threw away, it was like well, it was not, it's supposed to be like a breast milk storage bag, I guess, is what it was sold as, or like a bottle storage bag or whatever. Um, but I threw it away instead of donating it because the inside was gross. And I was like, well, I don't really want to clean it out before I donate it. And I don't really want somebody else to have to clean it out if I donate it. So I'm just going to throw it away. And I make a lot of decisions like that throughout this process for a variety of reasons, which will be relevant later, which you'll see later. And I know that like throwing stuff away really upsets people who are watching. Um, I watched this Facebook reel or whatever video, whatever, I don't know, whatever, where this artist was like throwing away her leftover paint, like the little scraps of paint that dry up when you're an artist. And she got so many comments. She said that it blew up to like 6 million views. And people were so angry that she was throwing away literal garbage, like dried up little tiny bits of paint. And I was like, girl, I get it. Like, I throw stuff away on my channel and people lose their mind. Um, and I get it. I do understand. Like, I'm a very privileged person, right? Like, I know sometimes I complain or I have struggles. But overall, I do recognize that I'm very privileged and I have plenty. Like, I have too much. I have more than enough, which is why I have debt, which I'm going to work on this year, by the way. Like, that's my one resolution for the like 17th year in a row, but that's okay. But yeah, people don't like it when you throw stuff away, but I gotta throw stuff away because if I get too precious about things, then they don't go anywhere and then they stay here and they are still cluttering things up. And I hang on to enough stuff. So if there's something that I'm really ready to let go of and it goes in the garbage, like, I don't know, I count that as a win, honestly. Rather than trying to pick like the most perfect place that it should go to ever. Which, speaking of, I you'll see later when I haul out the donation boxes at like near the middle or the end. I finally put in like the feminine hygiene products that I decluttered from my bedroom like, I don't know, 2-3 months ago. I just threw them in the donation box, and whatever happens to them is not my problem anymore. None of my business. Because I kept hanging on to them because I was like, well, I want to donate it to a women's shelter, or oh, my friend told, like when I told her that I was going to donate it, she was like, oh, I know somebody who could use extra, feminine hygiene products. Like, I work at a yoga studio and they donate it to such and such place. And I was like, okay, great. And then I just like, guys, if I haven't taken care of it in the past 3 months, it just isn't going to happen. So I just needed to get it out. What are we doing? What are we seeing? I actually don't know what that is. I think it came in the basket that I won. I think maybe it is like a nylon beach blanket, like a picnic blanket situation. I was hoping that it was something else. I wasn't quite sure what it was because it's very large, but I think that's what it is. So I don't know. I thought maybe the way it was packaged, it reminded me of like a little travel hammock that I had once. So I thought maybe that's what it was, but no, I think it's just a beach blanket. What else? Oh gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. This area, I mean, it's not the worst area we're going to get to today by any means, believe you me. I'm looking at you, corner in the back over there by the TV. That's going to be worse. But yeah, this bookshelf situation, it was not functioning as well as it could have, let's say, for the last year or so. Well, 6 months for sure, because the last time that I had addressed that shelving unit was in June when my daughter when we were having her birthday party. And so that's when I put those like green pieces of fabric over it to cover up the clutter because we were hosting her birthday party in our backyard, and we were also using this basement area as like our staging spot for food, like for all the snacks and cake and cupcakes and stuff. So I covered that up and then never looked at it again for 6 months. And now today, here we are looking at what the heck is going on over there. Turns out what it is mostly is just a bunch of like books and musical instruments, pretty much. That box that I'm clearing out right now is, yeah, just again, books, musical instruments, and like random stuff from my daughter's room. And the bin, that clear bin that I'm putting some of the stuff in, is a bin that is going to go back upstairs. Like that's all stuff that we're keeping that I want to take back upstairs, either to my daughter's room or, well, mostly just my daughter's room, because that's where her toys live that aren't down here. Which I wanted to say, by the way, I recorded this whole voiceover. This is my second try because the first time I did it yesterday, and this video is 40, almost 43 minutes. I was at minute 41, okay? I had spoken for 40 minutes doing the voiceover, and it glitched. My editing app glitched, and I had to scrap it. So there are some things that I wanted to talk about now that I'm remembering that I talked about yesterday, but you didn't hear it because it disappeared. It glitched and it deleted. Oh shoot. Well, now I opened that tab of thought, but we missed my pants. I want to talk about the pants. All right. With ADHD, if I have too many tabs open, I start to short circuit a little bit. So I'm going to put a pin in the waterfall, the cascade of clutter topic that I want to talk about. Let's put a pin in that. I will come right back to it, I promise. I just want to talk about the pants behind me, that little blue fabric bin, like cube bin behind me that is full of pants. That bin is full of size 12 pants. For a long, long time, I was holding steady at a size 12 before I got pregnant for like years. And I had a ton of pants that I could wear to work, jeans, you name it. I had it, and they fit great. And then I got pregnant and gained a bunch of weight, and now I'm wearing a size 14. So I have kept those pants because I am determined that one day I will lose weight again. And I've been very uncharacteristically optimistic about losing weight for the last few years since my daughter was born. I have tried, I have failed, I have succeeded and then failed. And so I don't know. But the difference here, I know we talked about what was going to be different about the basement this time. Well, I'm also talking to you now about what's going to be different with my weight loss plan this time, which is that I am now taking a weight loss drug. I am a medication. Sorry, YouTube, a medication legally prescribed by my doctor. I'm taking Zepbound. I have a whole nother video. I will link it in the description here, or you can just look at my last video before this one and see about that. But I am optimistic about losing weight, so I'm going to keep the pants. Okay, what you're seeing right here. So I had to close the pants tab. I'm done. I'm remembering I have the tab open about the cascade of clutter. I will get back to that, but we have to stop. I showed it in fast time, sped up, and then I am showing you again in real time what happened, because this caused quite the ruckus in my home, and I didn't even know at the time. So what I'm putting in this garbage bag is what I thought it was a like an attachment to a game that we actually got rid of, like a basketball little like carnival game situation. Maybe I'll put a picture of one here so you know what I'm talking about. I thought it was a part of that, and we have gotten rid of that. Like we donated it somewhere to like a rec center. I think we donated it to my husband's nursing home for their residents in the common room. So I thought that's what it was part of. I threw it away because it was annoying me, and I didn't know why I kept seeing it in the basement. So I threw it away. Okay. Turns out, oh gosh. Okay. New tab that I found evidence of rodents is what I'm reacting to here. And I was trying to stay calm because I didn't want to freak out my daughter. But basically every single thing in that box that you're seeing needs to go in the garbage because mice or rats or some rodent was in that box, and it got stuff all over. I had a little wormy. I don't know if you know what a wormy is, but it's like a little stuffed animal that's filled with like an herb mix, like herbs and spices. I don't know, like lavender and whatever. And like psyllium husk or whatever. Like it's just filled with a bunch of stuff to keep it weighted. And then also you can microwave it and it maintains a little bit of heat so that you can cuddle with it if you feel sick or if you're a little kid or whatever. And so a mouse or rat got to that and like destroyed it, probably ate a bunch of it, which is probably why the mouse died, because we haven't seen it in real life. It probably died because it ate the lavender. I don't know. But anyway, it destroyed everything in that box. It got the psyllium husk and like lavender stuff everywhere all over the box. There was pee, there was poo. It was not okay. So everything in that box, I was trying to see if there was anything I could salvage. But you know that theoretical, oh, there's the cardboard pile. But you know the theoretical question that a lot of declutterers like to ask, which is like, if this thing got poop on it, would you bother to clean it or would you just throw it away? I thought that was a very theoretical question. It was very adorable and funny to ask yourself if there was no possibility of poop getting on your items. But this day, it became a reality. There was mouse poop. And so there was two things that I wanted to save. One thing I did save because it didn't have anything directly on it. It was just in the box. So that was like a little baby zip up onesie that my daughter wore when she was in the hospital, when she was born. And I had put it on a doll. So I threw the doll away, but I kept the onesie because that could easily be washed. And then the other thing that I wanted to keep, but I ended up throwing away, was a little people, is it Fisher Price? Is that the company that makes little people? I don't know. Anyway, it was like a little toy taco truck that goes with the little toy people. And so I threw it away because I was like, it was plastic. Like I could have cleaned it and sanitized it, but it was just kind of like, I would rather just throw it away. So there you go. All right, let's close that tab. Let's close the rodent tab. I still have the Cascade of Clutter tab open, but we're going to get back to that. I need to finish out the thing that I threw away that I shouldn't have. So I thought that big leather thing was I thought that big leather thing went to something that we no longer have in the house. However, the next day, my husband came to me after he complimented me on the progress that I had made in the basement. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, it looks amazing. This is great." This is on New Year's Eve when I gave up. I was very tired. We had taken a break to go out in the snow and play. And then I did some more laundry and then I gave up for the day. So I think this is where I left off. But I did put the linens and some toys in the bins. I had made progress. But yeah, I not started over, but like I picked back up the next day. As you can see, I'm in a whole different outfit. I look completely different. I love wearing the same thing every day. I have a whole video about it. If you haven't seen that video about why I wear the same thing every day, but I'm literally just wearing the same sweatshirt in a different color. Okay, so my husband was complimenting me on everything that I had done. He was saying how great it looked. He was so happy about it. He didn't like, there were no jabs or comments, like underhanded comments about, oh, but now we got to keep it that way. No, it was just pure compliment. I was very happy. But then he asked where his car cover went. I was like, what do you mean? What car cover? What are you talking about? He's like, like that big leather and foam thing that was in the basement. And I was like, oh, well, I may or may not have thrown it in the garbage. And he was like, well, where? Like when? How? And I was like, well, don't worry. The garbage truck has not come yet. Like we're in between garbage days. So let me go get it. So I went outside to our garbage can, and everything was still fine. Like no liquid got on it, nothing gross got on it. It was in, also good news, it was in a different trash bag than the mouse poop trash bag. So it was fine. It was clean. It was okay. It was just cold. Like it was just a little frozen because it was outside. So we rescued it. All was well. Life was fine. Which ironically, like every time my husband says like he wants to come down and clean the basement or declutter the basement, I freak out and panic and tell him no, please don't, because of exactly that, right? I am terrified that he's going to throw something away that I want or that I like, and then I won't know until it's too late. And I try to be really respectful of his stuff. But I just didn't know I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was his. Again, I thought it went with something else that we don't have anymore. So that is that saga. So I can close that brain tab. Here I'm just trying to go through a bunch of different toys and like sort through them and put them in different bins for organization. And then also decide which ones we can safely part with, and then what we can just throw away that's just junk. Like a lot of Melissa and Doug toys come in those like wooden like boxes. I almost donated them, but I was like, who wants that? I don't know. So I just threw it away. That is the theme here. Just if I didn't know what to do with it, I just threw it away. Okay, now let's talk. Now I think we're safe. I don't think anything else like massively interesting happens in a little bit. So I can talk about the cascade of clutter, or clutter shifting, if you will. So you might be asking, Megan, why does your basement get so bad every 2 or 3 months? Like, what is wrong with you? What happens in your life that it gets so cluttered? So I'm calling it now the cascade of clutter. Literally, it's like a waterfall that ends downstairs in our basement. And so everything upstairs, like whenever I want to get toys or wrapping paper or Christmas gifts or workout equipment or linens and laundry that I don't know what to do with upstairs, anytime I want to get that stuff out of our main living area, to make more space up there, it ends up down here. Okay. It ends up just thrown down here, usually because I'm in the middle of something else, right? I'm in the middle of some other cleaning project. I'm in the middle of some other decluttering project. And I just want that space up there to be clean and free of clutter. And I don't really care where it goes. And so then it just ends up down here. It just ends up down here. It waterfalls itself down into the pool that is the basement. And so when I don't have like a proper place for everything or a proper spot to put it, then this is what this is what happens. Um, and yes, so today's project was really about cleaning this pool at the bottom, right? Like figuring out, actually dealing with what's going on down here, rather than just continuing to walk past it and shrug my shoulders and say, oh gosh, I don't really have time to deal with it right now. And I think this time it got particularly bad because of Christmas, because I had decluttered so many toys from upstairs. And also, I had bought so many new blankets and sheets and stuff over the past couple months, um, that there was just an excess of stuff that didn't have a proper home. So that is what happened. Also, there was just a ton of like wrapping paper and decorations and stuff. Like there was just a lot of stuff that I shoved down here because I wanted the upstairs to look nice because we were having Christmas. So here's the plan moving forward, which is, I always hesitate to say because I say it here in a video and then like, tomorrow I'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. So here's the plan. I heard somebody say yesterday, like, because there's a lot going on with the new year and people talking about, new year, new me, new, resolutions and declarations and stuff. So I was watching this video and this guy, he said a lot of good stuff, but one of the things he said was, if it takes less than 2 minutes, like if you think that a task is going to take less than 2 minutes, then just do it right now. Which I know is basically saying tidy as you go in my situation. In this context, like, no, just tidy as you go. But I think tidy as you go is too like broad and vague for me, for my brain. But what is more specific is a rule of, if you think it's going to take less than 2 minutes, just do it. And that I think I can do a little bit better. So for instance, yesterday after this was all cleaned, I was walking and there happened to be like a dryer sheet, a used dryer sheet just on the floor in the basement because I had, taken my laundry out of the dryer and carried it upstairs and the dryer sheet fell on the floor. I saw it, I noticed it, I looked at it in the eye, and I was about to walk past it. And then that guy's voice was in my head and it said, that literally will take you a nanosecond to pick up and put in the garbage. But if you leave it, it's going to invite and attract and magnetize other clutter to join it, which definitely happens in my house. Like if you leave something on the counter, if you leave something on the floor, it is definitely a magnet that will pull in other clutter to it. Because if we see myself, my son, my husband, my daughter, like whoever, the dogs, I don't know, if we see that this is an acceptable place to just leave stuff, then you just leave more stuff there, So anyway, so I listened to the voice in my head, and I picked it up and threw it in the trash, and I felt very good about that. So I'm going to try, I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm going to try and remember that as much as I can, when I walk past stuff that would not take very long to just deal with. In fact, yesterday morning, I woke up and there was not a huge, but like a mess in the kitchen, dishes in the sink, clean dishes in the dishwasher, the countertops were cluttered. And I looked at it and I was like, ugh, I could set up my camera and like, film ahead for next week's video and like do that and da da da. And then I was like, no, Megan, like just freaking clean it. Like everything doesn't have to be for public consumption. Because if I had set up the camera, like it would have taken me longer, first of all, like not a lot longer, but a little bit longer. And it honestly, I get in a little bit of a different mindset when I'm filming. you have to worry. I know it doesn't look like it, but you do have to think about the camera angles. Move the camera, from time to time. Make sure it's still recording, whatever. And so I just cleaned it. I just cleaned the kitchen the other day in the morning, or whatever day it was. And I didn't film it. I didn't make a big to-do about it. I didn't hem and haw or sigh or get angry about it. I just did it. And honestly, it probably took me, I don't know, 10 minutes, like not that long. And so, yeah, I'm going to try and keep reminding myself of that, because the longer I let stuff go, or the more things that I kind of just notice but ignore, the worse it gets. So I'm going to try and work on training myself to deal with that. And then the next step is going to be to train my son and daughter to do that too. Because I think my son has been home. I know he's been home for the last couple weeks because of the winter break. And he's been pretty good. Like, not, yeah, I'll give him credit. He's been pretty good. But there have definitely, like, every single morning that I wake up, because he's kind of a night owl, every single morning that I wake up, there is some evidence that he was up after I went to bed, somewhere, either in the kitchen or his bathroom or whatever. Like, there's just something that was left out or not put away or not put in the trash. This morning I woke up and there, like, his little wastebasket from his bedroom was just in the kitchen. Like, it was empty. I don't know why it was there. Speaking of him, that's his backpack. I'm just going to check out to make sure there's no like rotting lunches in there, which there was not. So good job. So anyway, so that's, I don't do New Year's resolutions really, but I guess that's my like intention, is to just try and train myself a little better. Like, hey, if this is only going to take a second or 2 seconds to throw away, like maybe just throw it away. Maybe just throw it away now, instead of letting it sit and then accumulate friends that will make it more difficult later to deal with. Yes. What else? I don't know. Oh, speaking of New Year's resolutions, I didn't do a New Year's resolution, but I did do this like very witchy, like I saw it on Instagram, like the witches of Instagram. um, there was this really lovely lady from Ireland who showed how she was doing like the 13 magical nights of like writing. She wrote 13 intentions. And then each night from the winter solstice until the new year, she would burn one of them without looking at it. And then on the last day, on New Year's Day, the last one that was left was the one that you are responsible for working on this year, like intentionally working on. The other 12, the idea is that when you burn it, like the universe will take care of it for you, or like will understand that that's what you want or what you need or whatever. But then the last one is the one that you really have to put your own, sweat and equity into and deal with yourself. Uh-oh, I blew a fuse. Ruh-roh. It's okay. Don't worry, guys. My husband will come fix it later. Not to worry. So anyways, I did that for 13 days or 12 days. I burned my intention every day. And then the last one, I opened up on New Year's Day. And guys, it was it was definitely one that the universe cannot do for me. It is one that I have to work on. And I'll tell you what it was. That intention is, or you're supposed to write it like as if it already is true. And so what it is for me this year is I will respond with kindness and warmth. I respond with kindness and warmth to my family. Or no, I speak with warmth and kindness to my family, even on hard days. That's what it is. I speak to my family with warmth and kindness, even on hard days. And I know that sounds like a really shitty thing for a mom to have to write down and work on. But I am a very grumpy person. I am an easily overstimulated person. I am not Susie Sunshine at my core. I really am not. Um, so I, being a mom is really hard. Being a wife is really hard for me. Being a mom is really hard for me. I expend a lot of my energy at work because I'm a counselor, being nice and kind and very patient with people for the most part. Which in a professional setting, I usually have an easier time of most of the time, unless I'm like super burnt out. And so when I come home and when my schedule is packed and I'm feeling burnt out and tired and overworked and overstimulated, I am not always very kind. I'm a little snappy sometimes. I'm a little distracted. I like to, um, I like to veg out on my phone and stuff. And so I'm going to this year, oh, here's the end. Yay, look at this. Look at my progress. Amazing. But yeah, this year I'm going to be kind and warm and patient. That is my intention. So if you want to join me on that, I highly recommend it. Oh my God, look at that. Because I think it's worthwhile. I think I don't always give my best to my family, and that's not nice. Especially with some of the, losses that have happened this year. Just, it really puts things in perspective. Like, how do I want my family to think of me? How do I want them to remember me if, God forbid, something happened? And I would love it if my daughter and son and husband and dogs would think of me fondly and with warmth, rather than like, oh God, she was always so annoyed, or oh, she was always so checked out, right? So that's my goal. This is my basement. Look at how much better it is. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. In the new year, we're going to do more cleaning, more decluttering, but also in a parallel world, I'm going to be doing my weight loss. So stay tuned for both. Subscribe if you haven't. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. The vlog is over. Bye, guys.